Hello, Martha Alderson here, the Plot Whisperer. I'm back with our plot glossary. Also, I'm the Plot Whisperer, and I'm also the author of several books. My first one was Blockbuster Plots Pure and Simple. This pretty much has the step-by-step how to create a scene tracker and a plot planner for your story. Then I have the Plot Whisperer book, Secrets of Story Structure Any Writer Can Master. This really has the theory, all the concepts, and it also takes you through the roller coaster ride of being a writer and trying to write a story from the beginning to the end. And then I have this, the workbook. This is step-by-step exercises to help you create a compelling story. So it takes you by the hand and just takes you step-by-step everything you need to do to be able to plot, pre-plot or test your plot. And then a new book is coming out in December, which is going to be a book of prompts. And that will help you sort of know every day what to write in order to get from the beginning to the end of your story. So, all that to say that today we're going to talk about crisis versus climax. I find that more often than not, people confuse those two plot concepts. Crisis, conflict. They both start with the same letter. Maybe that's part of the problem. But if you look at the words themselves, crisis, you know what that means. Climax, which is sort of the height. Crisis is sort of the depth. So I just want to make clear what these two scenes are because they're so critical to the story. The crisis usually comes first at around the 3/4 mark, and the climax comes at the end, either a chapter or a scene before the very end of the story. So one is when the protagonist is at her worst, and that's the crisis. It's like a crisis in real life. It's a crisis anywhere. Everything falls apart. Either she's going after a specific goal to solve the mystery, find out, who is the bad guy, trying to get the guy, trying to achieve her goals, whatever it is, and she thinks she's getting nearer and nearer to that, only to find at the crisis that she's completely on the wrong track, and not only that, but she finds that she's partly responsible for it, that some of her own character traits are contributing to her sort of sabotaging herself from getting what she wants. So this is the depth of the story for the character. She's at the lowest point in the entire story. On the plot planner, yes, the line steadily goes up because energetically it's the highest point in the story so far. So even though it's the lowest point for the protagonist, energetically it's the highest point so far in the story. And then at the climax is when she's at her best. It's when she's in her full power, when she's able to confront her greatest fear, greatest foe, whatever that last step is for her to gain that which she has been going after for the entire story. We get to see her in her full glory at the climax. So the crisis is when she's at her worst, and really she's been living her life thematically in one way, with one sort of belief system driving her, of either, the world's out to get you, people are no damn good, if you work really, really hard, you're going to get what you want in life, if you, whatever it is, the belief system that she's carrying around with her, at the crisis, she has to redetermine that, and then at the climax, we get to see who she has sort of rebuilt herself into being. So, that's the difference between a crisis and the climax. The crisis is disaster, the climax is success. So I hope that helps a little bit and will help you as you're plotting out and writing your story, is to know energetically what you're moving toward, what's demanded at that scene, what happens to then be able to build the story back up to the climax. So, thank you very much. You can visit my website, blockbusterplots.com, or my blog, The Plot Whisperer, or refer to any of my books or the rest of the YouTube series on my YouTube channel. Thank you.